most magnificent medieval manors in the country. The great hall with splendid arch-wooden roof. Underneath, giant feasts and merriment would take place. Come, visit, tread in the footsteps of Henry VIII and Richard III. You never know, you might even see the Grey Lady.
I'm Becky and I've got here with me Megan and we're at the Gainsborough Old Hall. We're actually from Trent Valley Academy in Gainsborough, from the larger group, and we're here today to talk to a few people and video a few things to see if we've got actually any ghosts in the Gainsborough Old Hall. Did you actually experience any ghosts? Because that's what we're here today to find out.
I haven't, no, but my granddad, when he was alive, he worked on the Old Hall.
Yeah.
And he saw the Grey Lady.
Oh wow, right.
So Dan, I understand this is the ghost corridor. Could you tell me a bit more about this?
Yeah, it's an area of the house where the most famous ghost story has been reported, so it's become known as the ghost corridor. And along here, we have got the lath and plaster walls with the timber beams going up, but the plaster is being removed from the walls. And the story of the Grey Lady was first mentioned around the 1970s, I believe it was. Might be a bit earlier than that. But the workmen at the time were trying to make a doorway through the wall into the room that they knew was behind it, and they were removing some of the plaster from between the wooden beams, and one of the beams was actually cut, which we can still see that today. When they were cutting the beam, the story is that a lady walked down the corridor to the end of the corridor and stepped through what was then a solid wall. So the workmen thought, we've actually seen a ghost here. And as they carried along removing the plaster, when they got to the end, they uncovered where the original doorway was. So this lady, who's become known as the Grey Lady, had stepped through and shown the workmen where they should have been working, where the doorway was.
I have to say, in the 20 years that I've been in the building, I have never had any experience whatsoever of anything other than normal. The house creaks, the house groans, but nothing else has happened to me.
Yes, I've often been here late at night on my own when everyone else has gone home at 5 o'clock, and I'll hear doors banging or footsteps, and I've even come downstairs from the office just to check up that there's nobody come back in the building, and it's always been empty. But it really does sound as though there's somebody here, and you listen to one or two and think, oh, it's perhaps the wind or the building creaking, but in the end it's best just to keep the door shut and leave the ghosts to it.
So we're actually in the Gainsborough Old Hall right now, one of the scariest locations you could possibly think of, where people have actually said they can have seen the Grey Lady walk through plastered wall just over there into her room.
I had to make sure that all of the school was out of the Old Hall when I was going round to lock up, and I went up to where the tower bedroom is, and if you've been up there, there's a curtain that's drawn across the front of the door that leads up the spiral staircase in the tower, and I could see that someone was behind the curtain giving it a good shake. So I thought, oh, naughty child, they're going to get telling off. So I drew back the curtain to say, what are you doing? And I drew it back, there was no one there.